Let's start things off with a logo we're all familiar with, the Nike Swoosh. Now, you may know that Nike is the Greek goddess of victory and the swoosh represents her wing. Now, what you may not know is Nike founder Phil Knight did not design that logo. That was Carolyn Davidson. She was an art student who Phil Knight paid $35 in 1971 to design this logo. And if you know that, you may not know this. In 1983, Phil actually gifted Carolyn 500 shares of original Nike stock, now worth over $1 million. So it has a happy ending. In today's video, we're talking about the secrets behind some of the world's most famous fashion logos. Next up on our list, the Versace logo. So the Versace logo starts with the founder, Gianni Versace, and his fascination with Greek mythology. So Versace grew up in a historically significant city in Greece where he was surrounded by ruins. Apparently he's going through one of the ruins and on the floor he sees this amazing mosaic of Medusa, and this inspires him. Now, if you know your Greek mythology, you know that Medusa was a very beautiful woman that apparently really upset a god, and she basically turned Medusa into this monster with the snake for hairs. Basically, upon Medusa gazing on you, and if you locked eyes, all of a sudden you were turned to stone. So why would Versace use a Greek monster in his logo? Because he wanted to create clothing that whenever you saw it, you would stop in your tracks. You would freeze because the clothing is so amazing. Not that it's going to turn you to stone, but you aren't going to be able to look away. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love this one. I love the history. I love the story behind it. And as we're making our way through all these logos, let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. Next up, we've got the Rolex Crown. Now, most people recognize the Rolex Crown, especially in the watch world, when they see it, but what you may not know is the slogan for Rolex. A crown for every achievement. This marks the occasion of giving watches as a gift whenever you reach a certain milestone. Now, the name Rolex, it wasn't named after the founders. You know, the founders chose that name because it sounded and it worked in a number of languages. In addition, we look at the number, R-O-L-E-X, of letters in the name, and you look at the 5 points of the crown. Notice how it all works? And the colors are also symbolic. So Wilsdorf and Davis, they wanted gold to symbolize the excellence in watchmaking and the green to symbolize prosperity. And to this day, we see the logo, we see the colors, we see the symbolism in every product Rolex puts out. Next up, we've got the company Burberry, made famous by the trench coat. Now, they didn't invent the trench coat, but they definitely made it popular. They were the most prolific producers of the trench coat at the first part of the last century. And what we've seen is these guys have continued to expand over the last 170 years of the company's existence. So for 117 years, the logo of Burberry was the equestrian knight. Now, the knight is carrying a banner with the Latin word prorsum, which means forward. Now, the banner, along with the knight's armor, is a symbol of the company's pioneering strides in outerwear. Sadly, they got rid of this logo in 2018. Next up, we've got Adidas. Now, many people believe Adidas stands for All Day I Dream About Sports. As nice as that sounds, that's not the case. The word Adidas comes from the founder's name, Adolf Dassler. Now, the original Adidas logo simply had 3 stripes. And in fact, the slogan of the company was the company with 3 stripes. Now, in 1972, Adidas broke into clothing and they wanted to bring in a new logo. That's when we saw the introduction of the trefoil. And then in the 1990s, we see the mountain 3 stripes. Now, the mountain represents the climb, the going after your goals that every athlete has to overcome. Next up, we've got Levi's. And it's important to note that Levi's was founded in 1873, but up till 1928, it was known as the two-horse brand. What's going on here? The idea was most people that were buying Levi's in the 1870s, 1880s, they were illiterate. And the founders of the company wanted to show just how tough these pants were. So the symbol were 2 horses basically trying to tear a pair of pants apart. What was key about these pants were the rivets. Basically, they had reinforced metal parts on areas of the stitching that would tear the pant. Basically, other pants that were inferior would fall apart. And the whole idea here was to be able to show illiterate people that these were very tough pants. So in 1928, they officially changed the name to Levi's, but to this day, we still see the 2 horses pulling the pants apart in the logo. Next up, we've got watchmaker Patek Philippe. So this renowned watchmaker's logo is a cross made up of 4 fleur-de-lis. So apparently this is the symbol of the Knights of Calatrava, an order that fought in the Crusades during the 12th century. So apparently these guys took their vows to always wear their armor so they would be battle ready. And another interesting fact related to this is the founder of Patek Philippe apparently was a Polish Catholic, and he wanted to institute Catholic rule in Poland, and he used this symbol on his company to basically express that. And apparently it got him some recognition because in 1865, Patek was knighted. Next up, we've got Tommy Hilfiger. Now with the Tommy Hilfiger logo, what we see is a very preppy, nautical type of look. So apparently the white and red in the logo is a flag symbol for the letter H, H standing for Hilfiger. And the addition of the blue basically goes towards the preppy, maritime style and the all-American feel. Next up, we've got the Lacoste crocodile. And if you've ever bought a polo shirt or a tennis shirt, you've seen this logo. So the story with this logo began over 100 years ago with a tennis player named René Lacoste. This guy was very smart. Not only was a great tennis player, but he was a smart businessman. And he understood, okay, my tennis career is going to end. He started to have an impact, like many modern day athletes, on style, on image, and he started to dress down. He started to wear things on the tennis court that other people hadn't. One of them was a very comfortable shirt that became known as the tennis shirt and then the polo shirt. So Lacoste, being a smart businessman, understood the importance of branding. He took his on-court nickname, the crocodile, and he transferred that into a logo, into his shirts, and 100 years later, an amazing company. Now let's talk about the Michael Jordan Jumpman. So it was in 1988 on Air Jordan 3s that we first saw the Air Jordan Jumpman logo. Now what's really interesting about this logo, it was based off a 1984 picture taken prior to the Olympics of Michael Jordan basically holding the ball with his left hand, which normally he would dunk with his right. He jumped up into a ballet pose. Yes, that's what they actually said. And he's like, yeah, I wasn't dunking or anything. I just simply was going for a good photo for the photo shoot. Now the actual Jumpman silhouette, that was created from the photo, but the artist that created it, he went off to another venture. It was put to the side. A couple years later, it was found by another artist at Nike, and they're like, hey, this is good, and the rest is history. So if you like this video, you're going to love this one. 7 strange style hacks that most guys do not know. I had a lot of fun with this video. I talk about things that, yes, most guys have never tried, and they're going to make you a better dressed man. So go check out this video right here. I'm linking to it down in the description. And if that doesn't float your boat, check out this video, 21 wardrobe essentials that every man needs. I go into a lot of detail in this video. I break out the wardrobe essentials. If you're just getting started, if you're rebuilding your wardrobe, you're going to want to check out this video. I will link to it down in the description.